we got to get down to business right now. As you know, I'm obligated to you to do a spoiler review, a scene by scene by scene by scene breakdown of Anaconda, chat, the 1997 sci-fi giant animal movie classic film. Now, before I begin, how many of you have actually seen Anaconda? Kind of give you like my background. I did not see this in theaters. I was too young, but I did see this in the very early 2000s. The last time I saw this, it was the very early 2000s, and I was on that kick, chat, of I was just watching sci-fi, like on the Sci-Fi Channel, like original movies, and like one of the licenses for movies that they had, like religiously, like every single night. You know, after I'd watch Batman the Animated Series and all my cartoons, I would stay up late at night, chat. Fucking would sneak downstairs and watch Sci-Fi Channel movies. And they had Anaconda. I was so excited by Anaconda. And as a kid, I was like, whoa, this is so cool. But, you know, years later, I grew up and I'm like, this movie is really dumb. This is very goofy. And seeing it now after fully, I mean, since, Jesus Christ, nearly 20 years. I saw this movie like 2002, maybe even 2001. Like, in its entirety, like, you know, sitting down, actually watching the entire thing. And sporadically throughout the years, watching clips and stuff and going like, yeesh, this does not age very well. And it's like, wow. Not a great film, but it's crazy. The movie, despite being a critical disaster, it has achieved, as stated by Wikipedia, chat, and you can't doubt them. It's a cult classic. And it started a whole series of films. I believe there's like 5 or 6 sequels to this movie. All with different characters and things. I don't know if they reference like Ice Cube or J-Lo or fucking John Voight, chat. You know, Paul, what's his name? Paul Cerrone, chat, the greatest villain in this movie. But it was a commercial success. Against a budget of $45 million, grossed $136.8 million worldwide. So this movie did very well. It was a hit for the summer. People wanted to see a giant snake movie. And, I mean, I was like, okay, it's a giant snake movie, so it'll be goofy. But, man, looking back, I'll tell you right now, like, they're selling this in Anaconda. It's like, no, you don't sell this on Anaconda. Sell it on goddamn John Voight. He is the monster in this film. Thoroughly and completely. Every aspect of his character is so over-exaggerated. The snake comes in second to him. And I was like, I don't give a shit. The snake's not bringing its A game, chat. I can tell you. Both when it's an animatronic effect, I'm like, because I love practical effects. You guys know this. A lot of people in the chat love practical effects. But wow, the animatronic looks bad, chat. It constantly looks like it's on a fucking string. The whole time it's just jerky and weird. And the CGI, again, this is early 90s, or actually late 90s CGI. And late 90s CGI, like, never ages well. And it does not look good. It looks really bad. And, you know, matter of fact, like, the first time we were introduced to the Anaconda, and I think it is when it is CGI, and shit, wow, that's such a lame introduction. Like, we actually see it. Now when we're like, oh, it's in the scene, and we're seeing it from his perspective, it's like, no, it's like, wow, so lame. But how about you guys? How many of you have seen Anaconda? People watch for J-Lo's ass, and there's many a moment where you get to see J-Lo's thick booty butt, chat. She shows it off. The filmmakers show it off. They know it. You know, she looks great in the film. She looks great now. Aged very well. Hey, chat, having tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars and actually being paid to stay in shape, you actually look good when you get to your 50s. Who knew? That's what some people don't know. It's just like, I wish I could have the body like J-Lo. But in order to have that, you need just to have a regiment and fucking cooks and nutritionists and doctors who can create that ideal body that she has. And also tens upon tens upon tens of $1 million, yeah. But she looks good. She looks good in the movie. You got a whole bunch of other, successful music stars too at the time. Fucking Ice Cube. But this is like one of the first movies he was in. I know he did Boys in the Hood before, which people liked. I liked that movie too. He did a very good job. This is like one of his big blockbuster roles. Like, this is when he was like, I'm getting actually paid in the millions for this movie. Yeah. And of course you have John Voight. Who, like, this is like before we all knew that, oh, John Voight's fucking crazy. Like, if something comes out of his mouth doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, this movie was kind of like the start of, like, his downfall. Into insanity, chat. Oh, man. Crystal, you overwatching? She is amazing, Hustlers Ryan Walterson. No doubt about it. Yeah. So who do we have right here? We have a few people who have seen it. Ryan Walterson, seen it. Darkslayer's seen it, love it, even for its faults. Stranger Shoe, I've seen parts of it. What else do we have in here? Yellow Smitty, it was awful then, it's awful now. Some people have seen it, some people like it. You know, some people can laugh at it, but, you know, I think a lot of us are kind of the same page. Andy, I saw parts of it on TV, yeah. Like Sci-Fi Channel. All this shit. Jonathan, yeah, that's right, Jonathan Hyde. That's the actor who played Warren Westridge, chat. He had a lot of roles throughout the 90s. Is he alive still? Is he okay? How's Jonathan Hyde doing? Are you still alive? He's still alive, Chad. He's 71 years old. He's still working. I want to make sure he was okay. You don't see him in anything nowadays. I never see him in anything. Maybe he does like a lot of TV work now. So I have no idea. Yeah, he does a lot of theater work. He's doing theater stuff. So he made all his money in the 90s. Chad. He's like, okay, I want to be on stage now. That's what he did. Yeah, but wow. Oh, and you're right. He's in The Strain. He is in The Strain. Yeah. Would love an Anaconda reference in the Super Bowl halftime. That would have been nice. And it's like, hey, she should just. She should embrace that. But I'm very curious to hear like what's her opinion of the film. I'm sure she's done interviews since then talking about it. But now it's like, hey, she wants to get into the movies. She had done a few, I think, during this time. I think did a few afterwards. But yeah, this was her big blockbuster summer film. You know, she was. This was when she was at her highest, chat. You know, during the 90s and early 2000s. So, but yeah, you gotta know my opinion already, chat. But we gotta get down to business, chat. To Anaconda business. And the film opens up, and things are not looking good, chat, for these poachers here. We don't know they're poachers yet, but we shall soon learn. Through visual cues, through environmental storytelling, chat. You know how much I love the environmental storytelling. But we're open up, we're on the fucking Amazon, and you just see the river itself, the largest river, maybe second largest river in the world. Which one's larger, chat? It was the Nile or the Amazon? I don't remember. But this river is just endowed, chat, with dead bodies. It's not looking good. They all got squeezed to death. And we're following a unrecognizable Danny Trejo. I saw this only once, but I had no idea this is Danny Trejo, chat. Because when you think of Danny Trejo, he has his trademark facial hair. He has that fucking like handlebar mustache of his. And seeing him without him, like, wow, okay, I had no idea that was you. And we're just seeing him in a fucking... I mean, it's a very typical Danny Trejo role where he dies very quickly in the movie. It's like, hey, I'm Danny Trejo. I'm going to die like between the next 5 to 25 minutes. See you later. And chat, at least he was the last one to survive this fucking massacre. What could have done it, chat? We don't know. But he's running around, chat. He's fucking ripping up things from the wall. He's like, we can't be... he's trying to contact someone from the outside, chat. And we see all these little animal cages here. We start to understand. It's like, he's a poacher. They were going after something, chat. Was it Anaconda? We can only presume it was. And chat, he locks the goddamn door because he hears something. He's like, I'm safe inside. But then he notices, chat, the boards underneath his very feet, they begin fucking thrusting up inside of him. He's like, and the boards just fucking break. What kind of fucking snake can do that? That's a very goddamn strong snake. But this fucking snake thrusts up there, but he unlocks the door, chat, and he's just running up there, stumbling as fast as he can. Again, we never see the snake, though. We never see the snake. We just see Danny Trejo's terrified reaction to the camera. And this snake is just like, I'm going to get you no matter what, motherfucker. And just slithering up there. And Danny Trejo, he's like nowhere to go. Because if he goes in the water, you're fucked, chap. They emphasize that. If you go in the water, dead. Too bad. And so he's like, the only way I can go is up. And so he goes up, chat, until he gets to the crow's nest in his little vehicle, chat. He's like, whoo, I'm safe up here. Snake's like, no, you aren't. And that thing just wraps around, chat, until it faces Danny Trejo. And he screams, he's like, ah! Boom! He shoots himself in the head, chat. Then credits, the start, Anaconda. We get a little bit of some text, chat, some Star Wars X text. And it talks about how dangerous the anaconda is. The movie also makes a point of saying anacondas, they just love to kill so much that even after they have consumed their meal, they will vomit it up just to kill something again. I don't know if that's true or if the movie's realizing, like, in order for this one incredibly goofy scene to work, we're going to put that in there. I don't know if that's true, chat. If we have an anaconda expert in the chat right now, please tell me. And then, chat, we cut to the Amazon Hotel. I don't know if that's the specific name, but that's what it is. It's a lavish resort, and we are now staring at the luscious J-Lo, chat. J-Lo, she is sitting there, and she's bopping and booping on a computer right now, chat. Like, what is she doing? She's a documentarian, chat. This is her first big break. She's directing this documentary in the Amazon, chat, looking for this ancient tribe. And she's waiting for her team to assemble, chat, so they can take this boat they rented down the Amazon River. And she hears a knock on her door. She's like, oh, it must be one of the people who's going to be joining us on our adventure. And chat, we get the scene where it's like, okay, so we know we're establishing that this is indeed J-Lo. She fucking gets up, chat, turns around, and the camera's just like, there's J-Lo's big ass. Just look at it right there. Take it in. Also, she's wearing, I mean, listen, I'm not being lewd here. I'm just telling you what the scene is obviously showcasing. It's showcasing her body. That's what it's doing. I get it. She's a beautiful woman. There's no doubt about that. But she gets up there. She has no bra on. And it's like, there they are. Yep, that's her. That is indeed her bazungas, her bazingas. And when she turns around, she is wearing, I'm very impressed by this. She is wearing a very flowy, I don't know, like undergarment, chat. Like little skirt, and it still manages to hug her ass. I don't know what magic her ass has, but it's like anything she wears, it's like you see the curves. Chat, you see the curves right there. And she turns around, she goes to the door, and she opens it. Who is she introduced to, chat? The original Marty McFly. That's a little bit of trivia right there, chat. It's Eric Stoltz. Eric Stoltz, who probably wishes his career would have been a little different, chat, because he was the original Marty McFly. Matter of fact, filmed half of Back to the Future, but was fired after production because the studio wanted, oh shit, I forgot his name, chat. Well, it doesn't matter, because Eric Stoltz doesn't care about him anymore. He didn't want that guy. He wanted to be the original Marty McFly, chat. And he was denied. Michael J. Fox. He was Michael J. Fox. And he was fired off the set. Michael J. Fox became Marty McFly, did that whole trilogy. And Eric Stoltz, he appeared in The Fly too. That was his career change. Still working to this day, by the way. Still working to this day. And J-Lo and Eric Stoltz, they're just so happy to see each other. There's some history between them, chat. You know, there's some sexual tension that's obvious, but they kind of gone their separate ways. He's an expert on ancient cultures and also ancient cultures currently living in modern day. He's joined the expedition, chat, to try to find the specific ancient civilization that's still on the Amazon. And so, like, we can't wait to do it. It's like, yeah, I can't wait to get up there. And they want to smooch, chat, but they can't smooch because they're professionals. And so we see them the next day. We see J-Lo. She's walking out. Who we're introduced to next, chat? It's goddamn Ice Cube. And she's asking, Ice Cube, how's the day? He says, oh, today's a good day. His catchphrase, chat, which he says in everything he appears in. It's a reference to a song that he did. Page's graphics. Oh, Chris. Oh, well, what am I doing, Page's graphics? I got it. Oh, this is video 2012, a giant snake vomit out of Anaconda, Brazil. Excellent. Excellent. I'm sure they used that as a resource for the vomiting of John Voight. Anyway, so, you know, goddamn Ice Cube, he's very happy to be here, chat. He's the cameraman. He's the cinematographer, if you will. They're loading it up on the boat, chat. We're introduced to the the pilot of the sailor, the captain of the ship, chat. I don't know what his name is. We're gonna call him the captain. He's just the captain of the ship. He seems not trustworthy at all. He seems a little sketchy, chat, but he's helping them load up their stuff. And then, well, once they load up all their gear attack, we're introduced to another character, and this is the British man, the haughty British man who does not like the fact that he left his merry old England, chat. He doesn't like being in the goddamn jungle. I mean, who would be? It's fucking miserable there. I wouldn't want to be there either. But he's there, and that, chat, is the dad from Jumanji, Jonathan Hyde. He's there. He's the guy, the voiceover guy. He's the one that they're actually filming, talking about the tribe and everything. And he's like, he has an infinite amount of goddamn suitcases filled with alcohol, chat. So it's like, my man, I'm going to ingratiate myself to that guy so I can have some of that sweet whiskey and wine and gin that he keeps talking about in this movie. That's what he talks about, chat. He says smarmy things, and he talks about liquor the whole time. He's the character I truly love. And they're loading all this shit up there, and they're like, hey, let's get going, guys. Also, we're introduced to Owen Wilson and his girlfriend. And they're like the producers of the movie. They're also the sound editing and mixers. So they have many a role. So this is a good project, chat. And it's like, let's load up on the goddamn river and let's just head out. And they're taking everything, taking the scenery, chat. It's fucking hot. Got people complaining about the weather the whole time. Various creatures, chat. Animals and stuff. Well, it's the Amazon, so that's typical. But then, chat, all those Amazon rains, they start coming. And as they're heading to their destination, to this ancient civilization is living modern day, they come across a little boat, chat. And who do we find? A absolutely ridiculous John Voight. Paul Serrano, chat, who will soon be the villain of the movie. He is, forget the goddamn snake. Snake is nothing compared to John Voight. Like, he's the creature. He's the creature in the creature feature, chat. And look, he's just everyone's being inundated with rain. And he's like, please save me, I'll die out here. And I'm like, we're going to get you, John Voight. And it's like, just throw your stuff over. And he's like, ah, he chucks over this big heavy bag, chat. Fucking the dad from Jumanji, he gets it, he puts it down, and then John Voight just thrusts his mass at Eric Stoltz, chat. And he catches him, and he's like, he's kissing Eric Stoltz, get a good old smooch, and he fucking, goddamn, Eric Stoltz and John Voight have more action together than Eric Stoltz and J-Lo in this movie, chat. And he's like, you just saved my life. Well, we're happy to have you on board. And they get him all dried off. He says, listen, we're heading upriver. We're heading to this ancient civilization. Like, we can't take you back to town, but we can take you to our next destination after we find this thing. He's like, hey, that's fine with me. You saved my life. No problem whatsoever. Then we cut to the next day, chap. And they're like, John Voight's showing off his Amazonian skills. He's going there. He's fishing for something. Jake Luthor, thank you for the host. Welcome to stream, my friend. Pitchy's graphic. John Voight scares me. John Voight's pretty scary. He's pretty scary. There's nothing about that. Oh, my God. I forgot Michael J. Fox. Eric Stoltz wants to forget about Michael J. Fox, and he doesn't need Patrice Graphics. Oh, man. So, he's showing off his Amazon skills, chat. He's spearfishing. He fucking catches this one big fish, and then he's like, now I must give you my backstory, my cool backstory. And he's talking about, I'm from Paraguay. I went into the priesthood, but I was like, nah, I'm not about, God and the praying and all that. It's like, no, what I want to do for my profession is hunt snakes. And they're like, oh, so you're a poacher? He's like, no, I'm not a poacher. I just hunt them. It's like, that's poaching. That's definitely poaching. And fucking the dad from Jumanji's like, so what does a failed priest, what other than that, what stake are you looking for? I was like, I was not a failed priest, goddamn, and I know more about this place than anyone else. And I know about this whole tribe. I know exactly who they are. And he's like, if you go this I'll show you on the map right now. If you go to this location, you'll find them. You'll save yourself 50 miles. And the thing is, like, Eric Stoltz, he's like, I don't trust this guy. He's a little too full of himself, a little too confident. Eric Stoltz's like, I've been up and down this river before. It's like, there's just something about him. And fucking John Voight's like, you don't blame me. Why don't you go ask Michael J. Fox? I'm sure he would know. He's like, ooh, fine, we'll go in that direction. Michael J. Fox is Eric Stoltz's trigger, chat. And goddamn John Voight used the word. He activated the trigger. And so, like, okay, let's go in this direction. Save us some time. We can start filming, chat. And in between this, we got some tensions flare up, We have, the goddamn Ice Cube and Jonathan Hyde. They don't like each other, chat. Jonathan Hyde, he's very haughty. He likes listening to opera music, chat. He likes drinking fine wine and playing golf. And, goddamn Ice Cube, he's like, I want to listen to my music, okay? That's what NWO, that's what I'm listening to right now. Don't interrupt that, and they get a little back and forth, chat. But it's all good. It's fine. Eventually, as they're heading upriver, they stop at one point, chat. And it's like, okay, well, before we can finally get to this ancient civilization that John Voight's always talking, let's get some audio. And everyone's relaxing, chap. And Owen Wilson, his girlfriend's like, oh, wow, we'll go out there and we're going to get some jungle audio. Yeah. And then they go out there, chat, and we cut to fucking John Voight. He's listening to everyone's conversation. He's always just masked in shadow the entire time. And there's a great shot where we follow Owen Wilson and his girlfriend, and then we pan down to John Voight. He's just like, oh, yeah, this is like so fucking creepy. And so they go out there, chat, and they're recording all these sound effects. Meanwhile, off in the distance, chat, we see this panther, chat, this black panther. And it's just chowing down some good old grub. It's having a good time, chat. It's not bothering anybody. But then all of a sudden, chat, this is the Anaconda. The goddamn Anaconda pops out, and it wraps around the black. He's like, The Black Panther has literally one of the there's so many funny faces in this movie, chat. John Voight provides much of them, chat. He provides at least 2/3 of them. But this fucking panther's face, when it's wrapped around by the anaconda, it's like, and it's dragged away. And apparently the anaconda wrapped around so tightly that the one of its eyeballs popped out of its head. And you see it on the ground. But then, chat, we're found Owen Wilson and his girlfriend. And, hearing all these, animal noises and the hot humidity, the impressive humidity of the Amazon jungle, chat. Apparently it just makes people horny. Even Owen Wilson's like, oh, wow, I'm horny. Like, for no reason. And the wife's like, I'm horny too, and let's fucking do it in the jungle. Which, first of all, gross. I would not want to do in the jungle, chat. I mean, first of all, if you don't know what you get infected by, anything can curl up any orifice in the jungle. So there's no goddamn way, I'm laying down in here having intercourse, chat. No, thank you. But fucking Owen Wilson, his girlfriend, they're into some kinky shit. And if they want to centipede up the butt during coitus, chat, they're going to do it. And so they're getting off right now, chat, but something's watching them. And right before, they start getting down the business, they're like, oh, wow, what's that? And they fucking take off run, chat, because something is pursuing them. And they are running as fast as they can, chat. They're just butt naked at this point. I mean, everything's jiggling and bouncing. But then, chat, fucking John Voight's there. And he fucking has a gun and he shoots them. It's like, oh, my God, did John Voight just murder them? Is he a serial killer? It's like, no, chat. Because as everyone wakes up on the boat and they see what's being brought forward, John Voight, he's like, hi. And he has, chat, a boar, a wild boar. Wild boars are very dangerous. They're also native to North America too, chat. They're on a lot of countries. But boars, like, what they will do is, John Voight's right, they'll fucking try to gut you. In his hit case, he said they'll go for the eyes. They will eat your eyes. It's like, wow. And he's like, hey, Captain, let's go ahead and carve this son of a bitch up. It'll make for some good food. Food for a week. And Owen Wilson, his girlfriend, they're thanking John Voight profusely, and that kind of ingratiates him more to the crew. Everyone's like, thank you so much, John Voight. He's like, oh, you're welcome. And he's just always looking, chat. There's also another scene, again, of John Voight just staring at people, like staring at Jail, just like, That's like really weird. Jail's like, don't look at me. He's like, no, I'm going to keep looking at you. And also there's more tension between Eric Stoltz and John Voight. Because John Voight's like, oh yeah, it's a statue of the ancient civilization. And Eric Stoltz's like, no, it's not. That's a whole nother civilization. Fucking, he's like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. I know what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, John Voight is right. We find that out towards the end of the movie, chat. But eventually, they're like, okay, we got to keep moving forward. We got to keep going. But as they're on the river, chat, they run into some trouble. The fucking motor, it gets all caught up in a rope, chat, and stuck. They can't move. And John Voight's like, don't worry, guys. I got this. I'm in charge here. And Eric Schultz is like, the fuck you will. I will go down there. I will fix the motor. Okay, don't worry about it. And he gets his scuba gear on, everything, chat, gets a little breathing tube. He's like, John Voight, hold my breathing tube. He's like, I can definitely hold that breathing tube for you. No problem, man. I'm going to hold it just like this. Just don't mind me. He's doing something, Chad. He's rasping for something in his belt. What could it be? We shall soon find out. And then we get like a very disturbing line, which I knew about this creature that exists in the Amazon, Chad. I was like, oh my God. The only thing Eric Stoltz was worried about, Chad, other than Michael J. Fox completely disheveling his entire career, is a specific type of fish, Chad, a parasitic fish that exists in real life, that literally flies up, swims up men's urethra, and female, I imagine, too, urethra, chat, fucking releases some goddamn pincers, embeds itself in there, and starts breeding inside your penis. Not great. Really don't like that. And that sounds horrifying. I'm so happy I don't live in the Amazon. And so he's like, I'm going to go down there. Penis breeders, but damned. He goes in there, chat. He starts getting the rope undone from the propeller. He's like, I got it. He starts flailing in the water. Chaser starts fucking flailing. We don't know what's wrong. He comes up. He's like, what's wrong? Goddamn Ice Cube jumps in there. Goddamn Owen Wilson, he jumps in there. And they bring him back on board. And like, he's not breathing. They get his mask off and chat. And they're like, what the fuck's that in his mouth? They open his mouth. It's a fucking giant wasp. It's a murder hornet, chat. It's a murder hornet. And they take this thing. It's like buzzing. It's like it's fucked up too. Because they got munched on too by Eric Stoltz. And he can't breathe. Like he's breathing. He's dying, chat. And John Voight's like, I got an idea. This is true. You can do this, chat. He's fucking resourceful. He takes a fucking pen, chat. He uncaps it and everything. And then he's like, all right, hold on. Puts it right in his throat, chat, opens up an airway so he could start breathing again. It's like, ooh, that's always so painful to me. I always get scared about that. But it works. And so they fucking, Eric Stoltz, who's meant to be like the Indiana Jones, the hero of the movie, the Brendan Fraser, the Rick O'Connell of the film, chat. He's like, no, he's out. And they got him up there, and J-Lo, she's just petting him, chat, making sure he'll be okay. He's like, I'm going to take care of you. And John Voight comes in, he's like, well, that sucks, huh? You can't find your tribe. But, hey, I have a map right here, and I actually know a way where you can save 50, not miles, chat, kilometers, 50 kilometers back to the hospital. We go this one way in the river. We can get them there in, like, super quick time. Instead of 3 days, it'll be, like, 2 days. And they're like, well, that sounds great. We'll definitely do that. J-Lo's like, I don't know. He's like, you should listen to me, J-Lo. I know what I'm talking about. All right? And so everyone eventually agrees, and they go up this one river, chat. Go up this little river in the Amazon River, this little waterway. But they get to this shortcut that Jon Voight's talking about, chat. Got the jungle fever. I know he's not Andy. He wants to be. He was supposed to be in the movie. They were setting him up as that kind of character. And it was denied, chat, because J-Lo gets top billing, and so does Jon Voight. And so they go up to this little shortcut, chat. There's a giant fucking wall, like a wooden wall block, and there's various snake statues everywhere. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. That's a little weird. Oh, no, are we at that point yet, or is something else? Oh, no, not yet, chat. I'm sorry. Back up with me. Let's go back. Stay right here and backing up. So, chat, they come after that. They come to a location, and they find another boat on their way to the shortcut that they want to go to. And they're like, let's go over there. Jon Voight's, yeah, I got to go over there, like, right now. Captain, come with me. And they go in there. Fucking Ice Cube was like, well, I want to shoot some film. And they're like, okay, you can join us. And Ice Cube, he joins them, chat. And he's filming. Fucking Jon Voight and the captain, they got on this ship, chat. And then we see, as Jon Voight opens up the cabin, we see a picture of Jon Voight, the captain of this ship, and fucking Danny Trejo. And it's a whole story about them being poachers. He's like, I'm going to take that down. He's like, no, thank, crumples that up, shit, throws in the water. No one's the wiser now. And then he goes into the underbelly of the ship, chat, and he brings up all explosives. He's like, oh, Jon Voight's planning something. He's too familiar with this place. He closes it. Ice Cube's like, what the fuck is that? He's like, oh, there's some good material we need. Because they're thinking, like, maybe we can get some more fuel or something. Like, we can get some fuel from this ship and help out on our journey. They bring this shit up, chat. Fucking the captain of the ship, he's still looking around, rummaging for things. But Ice Cube and Jon Voight, they head back to the boat, chat. And the captain's like, wait for me, guys! And then we get probably one of the lamest introductions to a movie monster ever, chat. There's like no... It's not cinematic whatsoever. The guy jumps in the water, and then the CGI snake just bursts out. It's not even like set up like, oh, you see the snake rising above him, and no, it just bursts out and it grabs him, chat, wraps around him, breaks his fucking neck, and then starts eating him. And it's like, that's kind of lame. There's no build-up at all. And the captain's fucking dead. It's too bad. And they're like, Mateo's the captain. Now, finally, in Death Chat, I realize the name of the captain. Because they get back, and J-Lo's like, Mateo! Mateo! And they're like, Mateo ain't coming. She's not coming. And they load everything up there. And, you know, J-Lo's like, well, are you going to go back for Mateo? And Jon Voight does not give a shit. He's like, even though he probably worked for that guy for years, he's like, I don't feel like it. And so it's like, wow, what an asshole. Ice Cube, good guy, Ice Cube. Like, every day's a good day to him. He's like, don't worry, I'm going to go check on him. And so Ice Cube goes out there. He's got his little flashlight, chat. He's like, I do not fear penis fish things that go up my urethra. And so he's chat, he can't find him. All he finds is his flashlight. That's the only thing he finds. And he takes the flashlight. He comes back. He waddles back, chat. He's like, oh, I almost got into the water. It's like he just got stuck underneath the water, chat. He's fine. He gets back up there. And then Jon Voight's like, he's not coming back. And the Anaconda got him. The Anaconda, the snakes. And then, chat, he opens up the big box, and he throws out a giant snakeskin. Everyone's like, is that a fucking giant snake? He's like, yep. And the thing is, this thing is even bigger than this now. This one shed this skin. So it's probably twice as large. And they're like, oh my God. And it's like, I know, I hunt snake, because he says that throughout the entire film. But now, chat, they're making their way up the shortcut, and they come upon a massive log wall. Now, the thing is, chat, this is weird to me. So already we know that the Anaconda's out and about, like, no matter what. So why create this fucking log wall in the first place if it's not keeping the Anaconda in? You know? Like, I'm a little confused about it. It's very King Kong-esque, but the Anaconda is already out. Like, the thing of King Kong, chat, is King Kong is already, he can't get out of the island because of the walls that the natives have built. And so, why then does this wall purpose exist if the snake's already getting in and out all the time? So it's very confusing. So anyway, they blow it up. Fucking Owen Wilson helps Jon Voight. They blow the fuck out of that shit. And then it rains snakes. All the snakes come on down. Everyone's, It fucking bites the thumb of the dad from Jumanji. He's freaking out. Jon Voight takes it out. He's like, snakes, go back to the mothers. Go back to the mothers. Yeah, I love you. So everything's great. And then they just start going down the river, chat. They just start going down the river. But J-Lo, she's already suspects, like, no, what? This is some fucking bullshit. This whole thing about being a shortcut. This is taking us out of the way. And Jon Voight's like, I don't know what you want. What do you want from me? Eventually, chat, because now Jon Voight's like, well, I'm going to start fucking fishing this Anaconda whether you guys like it or not. So he fucking kills a monkey, chat. He puts it on the fish hook. He throws it out there into the water. That's what he does. And now he's just fucking fishing for this goddamn snake. And eventually, they fucking grab it, chat. Again, not really a big setup, because like, oh, there it is. And he's like trying to reel the fucking thing in. And it's like, and fucking bursts out of the water, chat. And it's smashing things and everything. John Voight, he's trying to stab with some snake tranquilizer, chat. But he's not able to do it. He's just not able to stab it correctly, chat. But they fucking escape. She's like, no, I want my snake. It's like, it's too bad. You don't get your snake. And so, he's very upset over the situation. The whole crew is just kind of pissed off about everything. They're like, well, our documentary is ruined at this point. Eric Stoltz is dying, and we got a crazy snake, man. No one's happy about the situation at hand, chat. But the thing is, fucking John Voight, master manipulator, the true monster of the movie. He puts a little fucking bug, wasp, if you will, chat, into Owen Wilson's ear. He's like, hey, listen, man, like, I know things didn't work out, but this fucking anaconda, if I captured it alive, $1 million, okay? You want to split $1 million with me? You want to do that? Nice little finder's fee at the very least? Owen Wilson's like, oh, wow, yeah. And so Owen Wilson, he teams up with John Voight. That's what happens now. And fucking complete, total turn of his character, chat. And his girlfriend's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm fucking evil now. Oh, wow. And John Voight gives him a gun. He's like, if anyone does anything funny, kill me. Oh, well, Wilson's like, I will do that, John Voight, sir. And then he's like, what? Stabby stab. That's right. Shoot, shoot. And so fucking John Voight, he fucking starts fishing with his anaconda again. He's like, this is gonna happen. We're gonna do this right. And eventually the fucking anaconda appears again, chat, but it stops the whole goddamn boat. Owen Wilson's girlfriend, she falls in the water. Everyone's freaking out at this point. Like, there's no sense of sanity here, chat. Owen Wilson's girlfriend, she's thrown out of the boat because the anaconda fucked something up. And fucking Owen Wilson, he swims after along with, I believe, either the Jonathan Hyde or Ice Cube. They go out, they get her on board, like everything's fine, don't even worry about it, we all made it. Owen Wilson's like, oh wow, and the fucking snake comes out of the water, bites his fucking neck, wraps around, and the CGI is awful, chat. It's so bad. Wraps around him in the mast of the boat, chat. Fucking just starts breaking his bones. You hear the pop, and you hear the cartilage and the bone, the meat just popping, chat. And it just takes him underwater, chat. You see, like, fucking Owen Wilson, like, one last, oh wow, before being taken underneath the depths of the Amazon River. Fucking girlfriend, she's crying, chat. She's like, oh my god. John Voight just staring like a creeper. But as they keep going forward, chat, we get one last shot, and this is so goofy. It's like, this was supposed to be scary. They fucking failed at it. Of Owen Wilson, we see the snakes swimming underwater, and we see the outline of Owen Wilson's body and face, and the mouth is in a oh wow. It's exactly in a oh wow position. And it's Owen Wilson, he's dead. He's the next victim of the snake, chat. Danny Trejo, fucking Mateo, now Owen Wilson. Not going well for the crew of our intrepid adventurers, chat. And then, like, at this point, like, everyone's just fucking freaking out about the situation. Like, they're like, okay, fuck you, John Voight. Like, we are not doing what you want. But John Voight, I'm like, I am the most strongest person here on this ship, and no one can put, like, Ice Cube tries to go for him, chat, and stabs him. Fucking John Voight just fucking backhands Ice Cube. He fucking falls. He fucking flies halfway across the boat. It's like, Jesus Christ. You can't beat anyone back. Everyone is like, it's too late. And then, it's pretty fucking, this is pretty funny, chat, because John Voight starts slapping around Jonathan Hyde. Like, no, you're gonna fucking do everything I say. Now, Jonathan Hyde, also the pilot of the boat, somehow he figured out how to, fucking drive the boat. And he's an expert at it, which is kind of, I guess he's done this before, because he's done a lot of documentaries, I guess he was shown. And he's fucking slapping around Jonathan Hyde. He's like, take my stuff to the pilot's cabin. That's where I want to be. And he takes his stuff up there. And he's driving the boat for most of it. But now J-Lo's like, okay, well, fucking physical strength can't beat him. What about, I bet beauty can tame the beast. And then J-Lo, she just starts to get all dolled up, chat. We see the scene, she's putting on her makeup, a little eyeliner, got some lipstick on there, showing off the bazungas, showing off the wah. She's showing everything off, chat. And she just struts right up those steps, chat. Just thrusting in each every direction. And she just knocks it in there, and John Voight's like, he's always looking, chat. And she comes on in, she's like, hey, I just wanna say, thank you for getting us through this and everything. And John Voight's like, you think I'm fucking dumb, don't you? He doesn't say this, Jeff. He's like, all right, I'll let you play your game. I know what you're trying to do to me. I'll let this play out, see what happens. But she's gonna use her feminine wiles, chat, to trick him, and they will surprise him and maybe tie him up. And so he's like, I haven't had the woman for a long time. And then they just start smooching, Chad. John, and it's like, this does not work out. Fucking John Voight and J-Lo smooching. That is not an image I wanted to see. Phantom, not welcome to stream. But then, Chad, it was all ruse, because fucking Ice Cube, he comes out there, he's about to stab John Voight, but too late. Fucking John Voight's got his gun, trying Ice Cube. Ice Cube, he's not a master of stealth, Jay's like, I know what this is all about. I'm gonna try to do it, but he gets one less smooch for J-Lo and he throws her. But no. The real hero of this scene, Chad, is fucking Jonathan Hyde. And he comes in there and he bashes John Voight's head in. John Voight tumbles to the ground, Chad, knocked out, severely concussed. He's like, all right, let's tie up this motherfucker. And so they tie him up to a fucking wooden pole, chat. We're talking when they briefly encounter Owen Wilson's girlfriend. She is just catatonic at this point, chat. She cannot get over that her fucking boyfriend was eaten by a snake. And that's pretty fucked up. If your family member was eaten by something. Like, chat, like that's like one of my personal fears in life was, I think, because it'd be both one horrifying but also embarrassing if I'm eaten by a creature on this planet, like consumed entirely. Because like we dominate this world, like we are the apex predator, chat. But to die via another creature, to me, that's just fucked up. That's like what happened to our ancestors like thousands upon thousands of years ago. You know, like I would not want to die being eaten by a fucking snake or a shark or an alligator or whatever, chat. No fucking thank you. So, she's catatonic, they tie him up, and he's like, he's out. But now they go up to the little pilot's, and we get like a nice little interaction here. Chad didn't mind this. Nice little interaction between Ice Cube and J-Lo and the dad from Jumanji, and they're all saying what they can't wait to get back to civilization for, and you know, Ice Cube is just, I just want to get back to LA. I'll take the traffic over anything else I've experienced here. The dad from Jumanji's like, I want a fucking quadruple gin and tonic, me too. Dad from Jumanji, me too. I want 80 rounds of golf, kinda. I like golf, I haven't played in a while. And so they're bonding, Jeff. Fucking, I wish we could, Jonathan Hyde, and Ice Cube, they're bros now. They're bros now. And J-Lo's like, I just want to help my boyfriend, Eric Stoltz. But chat, they run into a situation because they marooned themselves on a sandbank that just wasn't seen. And they see like, it's a waterfall, and fucking John Voight was talking about this waterfall according to the legend of the ancient civilizations where they worship the massive snakes. And they're like, shit, we gotta wench ourselves out of here. And so, J-Lo, Jonathan Hyde, and Ice Cube. Well, J-Lo and Ice Cube, they go off in one direction to get a wench, and Jonathan Hyde, he goes off in another direction to get another wench. So they're double wenching, chat. And while this is happening, fucking Owen Wilson's girlfriend, she's kind of come out of her catatonia, chat, and she's got the stabby stab. She wants to stab the shit out of John Voight because he's responsible for everything that happened. He's responsible for the death of Owen Wilson, his corruption, chat. He went from paragon to renegade. It was too much for him. And John Voight's like, you're going to kill me. Never look into the eyes of the people you'll kill. They'll haunt you forever. And I should know. So he has killed people before, chat. Bad Shields, welcome to the stream. And thank you so much, good sir, for the 10 biddies. How you doing tonight? This is the middle of my Anaconda review right now. It's fun. And so, she's like, I don't care, I'm going to stab you. And chat, we get some, Jesus Christ, I mean, John Voight apparently took care of himself very well because he pulls like a fucking Spider-Man move. He's in a sitting position, chat. He's like me sitting down, like cross-legged, and he manages to thrust himself up in the air somehow and like up to her height, chat. So she looks like she's at least 5'4", this actress. At least, so he thrusted his glutes, his booty butt cheeks up in the air, chat, by 5 feet. At least 5 feet, wrapped those thick, sweaty John Voight thighs around her neck, and just proceeds to choke her out. Not only choke her out, chat, kill her. And he's looking right into her eyes. He's like, I want you to remember this. I'm going to remember this. And he kills her, chat. Fucking snaps her neck with them white chicken thighs, chat. Dumps her body, never takes knife, and he's freeing himself. Meanwhile, the fucking Anaconda's here. And it's just about to get J-Lo and Ice Cube, but fucking Jonathan Hyde's like, no, you can't kill them. No, you can't do that. And he starts splashing the water. Hero sacrifice, Chad. Hero said, can we get some Mr. Revenier's, Mr. Evan Hypes for Jonathan Hyde in this movie for what he just did here? He saved these two characters. And he just starts splattering. Anaconda's like, I want that British limey fuck. And he goes after him, Chad. J-Lo, Ice Cube, they get on. They're like, Jonathan, just go for the waterfall. Climb up the waterfall. We'll get you. We'll get you. There you go. I like to see that, Chris Harris. And Jonathan Hyde's like, oh, Jesus. Oh, God. He's so scared, Chad. And he climbs up this thing. But now, on the boat, John Voight, he's free. Oh, also, a fucking J-Lo and Ice Cube, the fucking body of almost his girlfriend rises up. She's all fucking googly-eyed and dirt because she's dead, chat. She's definitely dead. And they're like, what? John Voight, he comes out and he starts wrestling with both of them, chat. He's holding them in both arms. He's like, ah! It's like a monster. He is the monster of the movie, chat, not the Anaconda. And fucking Jonathan Hyde's like, please help me, God. But they're distracted by the true monster, John Voight. He climbs up this waterfall, chat. Snake's like, I see you, motherfucker. And Jonathan Hyde's like, I'm jumping. I gotta get out of here. And he fucking jumps off. She's like, oh, he made it. But like, no, you're not. In mid-air, chat, while he's jumping, the snake grabs him by the fucking throat and just wraps him up. And the fucking snake, it falls down to the water, chat. Huge tree comes toppling down. Jonathan Hyde's like, ah, his bones, cartilage, and meat just starts popping, chat. Jonathan Hyde is sadly dead. He's my favorite character in the movie. The Voight is free. He is. He's hulking out, man. And so then we cut back to the boat. Everyone falls in the water, too, because I think the tree hits the boat. They all fall in the water. And they're like, oh, shit, what happened? And, oh, what happened? So they're calling for Jonathan. They're like, Jonathan, but he's dead. They gave him one like, Jonathan? He's done. He's not coming back. Ice Cube, he's okay. J-Lo, they get back on board. But then John Voight appears, and he starts wrestling again, chat. But they fucking Ice Cube, he stabs him with some snake set him right in the back, chat. And he fucking topples into the Amazonian depths. It's like, is he dead? Maybe, we don't know. And so they're like, we can't find him. Where did he go? It's like, he's probably dead. Let's not scour the water. Let's get the fuck out of here. We're the only two survivors at this point. Oh, and Eric Stoltz, he's in the back. You forget about Eric Stoltz. Oh, no, I forgot. No, Eric Stoltz, my mistake. It's not Ice Cube that stabs in the back. Eric Stoltz, he wakes up and goes, what the fuck is going on? He waddles up there. He's like, fucking John Voight. He grabs the syringe, chat, and then he's like, and he stabs John Voight in the back. And then we get like a really fucked up scene here that scares the shit out of me. So we know that he has a little hole in his neck because of the when John Voight stabbed him, so he has an airway. And John Voight, he's like, I don't give a shit at this point. He fucking jabs his thumb into his neck hole, chat, and he's just like, he's digging that. I was like, oh my God, no. He's digging in there, and this thing's just bleeding even more. It's just like fucking neck juices are leaking out. And Eric Stoltz, he's a fucking trooper, though. He's like, I am not letting go, goddammit. And that's when John Voight gets sleepy. And that's when he falls in the water. Eric Stoltz, he collapses on the deck. They're trying to plug up his neck hole even more, chat. They get some cotton balls in there, so that should help. Apparently Stoltz love, but somehow he's always forgotten. That's his career. And so he's put to bed again, chat. But Jesus Christ, can you imagine you have like a little neck hole for your breathing and some fucking psychopath sticks their thumb in it and just starts ripping at it? It's like, oh my God. No. And so they're like, okay, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And so they're taking a ship. Also, they lost all their fuel, by the way. And so they're like super low on fuel too when they blew up the bridge. That's an important plot point. And then they come to like a sawmill or something, chat. It's like a mill of some sort. And they're there, and, J-Lo and Ice Cube are like, maybe there's some fuel in there. Let's go inside. And so they go in their chat, and they open it up, and it's like, there's some fuel over there. Yay! And then fucking John Voight appears. He's back! And he hits him over the head. He concusses them severely, chat. It's like, John Voight, first of all, how did John Voight get there ahead of time? Like, does he swim faster than the goddamn boat? And it's like, all right, there's some interesting situation. John Voight, that's why he's the fucking monster of the movie, chat. Like, fuck the snake. Also, the snake dies, too. I think the snake dies. I forgot to mention that. So, Ice Cube or J-Lo, they shoot the snake, and the Anaconda dies. So that happens in the fight, and John Voight's back. But, chat, that was just one snake in the Amazon. There are plenty more Anacondas. And we get this scene. J-Lo, Ice Cube, they're all tied up. John Voight, he's fucking milking monkey blood. He's just on those nips, chat, milking that monkey. And he got all the blood, and fucking J-Lo and Ice Cube, they're coming too. He's like, wakey, wakey. Throws some monkey blood, and they're like, oh! And he's like, monkey blood attracts the Anaconda. And they're like, you son of a bitch, you did this the entire time. He's like, yes, I planned this. This was my master scheme from the very beginning. From when you found me. When I put the wasp in Eric Stoltz's breathing tube, everything, how I manipulated Owen Wilson, it was me. It was all me. Katie, thanks for the 6 biddies. Welcome to shit. This movie's a classic, but man, that CGI didn't. CGI's terrible. The animatronics are terrible. And so is the CGI. That's why John Voight, I'm saying, chat, John Voight's the monster of the movie. He's the creature in the creature feature. It's not the snake. Snake's just fucking window dressing. Iron Laser, thank you for the host. As I always say, guys, the hosts mean a lot to me. Helps spread the word of the Remnants. And so, John Voight's right. Like, this attracts the goddamn snake, and then we see an even bigger Anaconda, chat. The original Anaconda had, like, these kind of like this, I guess, greenish, lime green, yellow skin color. This one is black and red, so it's even scarier. It's the one that's on the poster, chat. It's this one right here. This is the one, the black and red, little red, accents. And so this thing is going right for fucking Ice Cube, and we get a net. This is when all the worst CGI's here. It wraps around Ice Cube and J-Lo, chat, but doesn't start squeezing. It's like, no, they're the last two heroes of the movie. We can't do that. And before, just like, I'm going to eat you guys now, fucking John Voight to the rescue, chat. He has a big old net, and he's trying to capture the snake. But eventually, fucking J-Lo and Ice Cube, they somehow break out of the net, chat, and it drops. And it's like, oh no, and the snake's like, you motherfucker, you tried to get me in this goddamn net. Fuck you. And it goes for John Voight. He's like, oh shit. He tries to climb up a ladder because it's too late. The fucking snake gets him on the shoulder, and we get this wonderful fucking fucking John Voight face. And the whole ladder comes down. John Voight ladder and snake, chat. And Ice Cube and J-Lo, they're fucking cleaning themselves out. She's like, Jesus Christ, this is crazy. And then John Voight's like, fuck you, Snake. And he starts running, chat. He starts walling away. But Ice Cube, he gets the goddamn net. He's like, motherfucker. He puts the net out in front of John Voight. And John Voight says, my one weakness, nets. Snakes hate him and I hate him. I'm not going to move to the right or move to the left, easily get around the net. It's like, no, it's too late, man. I'm trapped in the net. He's like, And the snake's like, yeah, motherfucker, how do you like it? And the snake grabs him again, chat, fucking starts twisting around, and it just starts popping and squeezing every bit of that John Voight white meat, chat. You see his bones just snapping. You see the cartilage just leaking, and the meat just, and you see like his face bones, and he's not looking good, chat. And then it fucking vores him, chat. It vores him. It opens his big old mouth, and we see John Voight entering into the snake, chat. It swallows him whole, and then we get a shot of J-Lo and Ice Cube just like, good for them trying to act for this. This is so goofy. Oh, fucking John Voight, kicking, chat, flailing. And this snake fucking swallows him all. It's like, that was very fast. That snake, he's a big snake. And it's like, now you motherfuckers, I might be full. But as we said in the opening of the movie, I still have the urge to kill. And then it's chasing after Ice Cube and J-Lo. There's like, I want fucking J-Lo. She got a lot of meat on her. I see what she's rocking, okay? I'm going to go after her. I'm going to ignore you, dark meat. And so J-Lo, then it becomes like a slasher movie, chat. She's running from the snake. She gets to a room. It's like, I blocked it off. And the snake pulls a fucking Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah, and bursts through the wall. And then we get the scene, chat. The goofiest scene in the movie, like, again, it references, and they reference this in the beginning of the film, where they say the snake always has the urge to kill, and it will vomit up its latest meal just to kill again. And it does just this, chat. And we get, oh my god, this effect is so bad. And it vomits the entirety of John Voight. He comes on out, chat, on his knees, and he's all floppy, and he's covered in digestive juices, chat. And then it happens. John Voight's eye perks up, and he goes, how you doing? He fucking winks at J-Lo. And she's like, and she fucking freaks out. She starts running. And then John Voight, he falls to the ground, chat, and he is dead. But, like, first of all, he would definitely be dead before the snake started eating him. There's no question. It would just squeeze him to death. He would choke to death, chat. Wouldn't be able to breathe at all. It would crush his entire fucking chest cavity. It would have been too late. So this whole fucking shit about it vomiting the entire thing like that, it's like maybe like it's gonna vomit over the span of like an hour and a half or something, but not instantly. The snake would explode if it did something like that. But I can't believe it. It's so fucking goofy, and that is what people remember for this movie, chat. It's that moment. Monster v. monster. And honestly, the fucking snake's the weak part. I wanted more John Voight. And then snake continues to chase fucking J-Lo through the whole goddamn thing. Eventually, she's climbing up a tower, chat. Ice Cube is like, just keep climbing. And she climbs up there, chat. She opens it up. Oh, fucking, like, Ice Cube, I think he sets something up like an explosive device or something. Or he shoots something like the fuel barrels, chat. J-Lo, she gets on the other side of the pipe. She's like, I'm scared. I want to jump. You gotta jump, girl. She jumps in the water, chat. The fucking smokestack explodes. The snake inside. And it's like, it's on fire, falls in the water. J-Lo, she's trying to get out of the water, chat, but she just can't do it. She just can't do it. It's just too hot. And the snake's still alive. It might be in fire. Got really fucked up. It just literally reverse vored a 50-year-old John Voight, 250 pounds of John Voight, chat. But it's like, I'm still hungry, and it's still going for J-Lo, chat. But Ice Cube is like, I'm gonna double tap this bitch. He takes a fucking axe, chat, and bow, right into the head. And the Anaconda, the second Anaconda in the movie, chat, is no more. And, you know, J-Lo and Ice Cube. And J-Lo, like, Ice Cube got fucked up, too. He got, like, stabbed in the leg. He's not doing too well. He got bit by the snake at one point. They go up to the boat, chat, and they start heading home. Fucking Eric Stoltz like, what have you guys been up to? He's out there, and chat, as they're going through this little shortcut that John Voight told them to go through to find the ancient civilization, they find the ancient civilization. John Voight was actually right the entire time. He said, like, yeah, we go this way. You'll find him. I mean, yeah, you have to help me find a giant anaconda, and some of you will be eaten, but, I mean, come on. I told you the truth. He told him the truth. He was right at the end. Everything's coming up Voight, chat, including with the snake. He literally came up with Voight. And they see this, chat. Ice Cube is like, well, we lost our British man to narrate. No more Jonathan Hyde. But we'll get the footage nonetheless. We can salvage this. We can at least tell them the fuckers. There's a book here, chat. There's a book. There's a documentary. There's a movie in it for these folks. And he films these ancient people and like, oh, stupid motherfuckers came up this way. That's where the giant anacondas live. Idiots. And that, chat, is Anaconda, the 1997 classic film. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll say this. Once John Voight enters the picture, it becomes very campy fun. That's what you're going to get to. The snake is fucking lame. But when he's on screen, it's a fucking hoot. I have to admit, like, I enjoyed it when he was there. Like, everyone else, it's like, I mean, everyone's either not even bad. Like, not the acting's not really, like, bad or anything. Like, J-Lo's fine. Ice Cube's fine. Jonathan Hyde's fine. Eric Stoltz, like, there's no bad acting in the movie. It's just, it's really the story and the snake that make it kind of lame. Like, anytime the snake's on screen, it's like, that's just a shitty effect. Whether it's an animatronic or whether it's CGI. And let's go back to fucking the real creature in the movie, John Voight. So, I don't think this is some old bullshit. There is some enjoyment to be had. This is good to watch with a lot of friends. And so, I would probably give this a solid rental. You can't do wrong with that. And I can't speak of the sequels. I imagine the sequels are even worse. But hopefully they have like a John Voight-esque character. That's what we need. Maybe he comes back, chat. Maybe he recovered from his injuries. And he's like all fucked up in like in a wheelchair and motorized scooter. And he's like, he has like even worse look. That's what I want. Hopefully he comes back in the sequels. Produced graphics, low rental. Yeah, no, I see that. Low rental. I think it's a rental. I give it a rental. Is there like a Lake Placid vs. Anaconda movie? I think so. I think when I did some research of the film, I was looking it up because they're all fighting against each other in the end. I'm actually doing Lake Placid, I think, next week. So another giant monster movie, chat, which should be fun. Giant animal movie.